When an end user accesses our web application, if there is no centralized request handling mechanism, then he will navigate from one view to the other, and these views will have the entire business processing as well as the view navigation logic. That will give us two problems. The first problem, each view has to have its own business logic, and also if there is any special processing like security, that view should do that special processing as well. As a result, we will be duplicating that business logic across our views. These views could be HTML and JavaScript or JSP pages or servlets. So our business logic and the view navigation piece, which is the second piece, will also be duplicated across these views. So the view navigation is the piece which tells which is the next view that should be served to the user. So that logic will also be duplicated and our views will become very cumbersome to maintain. This is where the friend controller pattern comes in, and the friend controller pattern will handle the business processing and the view navigation for us. When a request comes in, it always comes to the friend controller. It will not directly go to a business processing class or a view. The friend controller will stand in front of our application. He will take the request and he will be responsible, or it will be responsible, for invoking the appropriate business logic or any special processing class. Once that is done, then the friend controller will navigate the user to the next view. It will send the next view back to the end user. This way, we can reuse the business logic across our application, and also we can reuse the navigation logic because only the friend controller will be aware of doing those two. The friend controller will not do this alone. There are several components in the process. When the request comes in, the friend controller will use a command pattern. So finally, you are putting your command pattern knowledge into practice one more time. It will use the command helper, which knows which special processing class should be executed. Once that executes, the friend controller will navigate to the next view by using a dispatcher component. So the dispatcher knows which view should be displayed to the end user next. That view will be sent to the end user. So to summarize, the friend controller pattern solves a couple of problems, namely the business processing logic and the view navigation will not be duplicated. They will be shared across our application so that the maintenance of our application will become super easy, and any special processing can be handled right here instead of duplicating the entire special processing logic like security, etc. In the process, the friend controller uses the command helper, which will execute a particular command based on the request that comes in. And also it uses a dispatcher to send the user to the next view, or to send the next view to the user.